So it was kind of game we thought it was going to be. We knew we were going to have to make some plays and capture some momentum in that game to be able to pull it out in the end, and we didn't do enough of that. So, a couple uncharacteristic mistakes on our part that we need to get cleaned up. A couple penalties that were costly. Didn't get a whole lot of knockback tackles, which we've got to do better. It's a good football team. We knew that. We knew it was a measuring stick for us, and we're not where we want to be. So we got to get back to work. It's just say whatever you want to say about it. All the stuff we just came up short. So we're going to go back to work and got to get ready for another really good team next week. So that's just that's where we are. And as a team, we talked about this doesn't change anything. Whether you win or you lose, you kind of are the team that you are right now in this moment. And whether we ended up scoring 42 or we came up short, we still have a lot of work to do to be where we want to be. So we got a good group in that locker room. I know that they'll bounce back. I know they'll respond the right way. And for us, it's going to be back to work as usual tomorrow.
Coach, just how deflating was it for your defense to give up the number of rushing yards they gave up?
Yeah, it was deflating. It's not good.
It was a game where, on the defensive side, y'all did tremendous against the pass almost the whole game, except for maybe 1 or 2 third down conversion. Was it like a balancing act between we got to play the run, but we don't want to get y'all did a good job against the pass, but maybe gave up a little bit. Let's talk about that balancing.
Obviously, I'm going to wait till really. We had guys in position. Their back did a hell of a job, or we did a really poor job, one way or the other. But he ran through a lot of arm tackles. We had guys in position, and a lot of times where we're there, we got a guy there, and he runs right through us. And I don't care what scheme you run or what you do. You got to get there. So I'm gonna wait till I really get to see it like that. But that's the way it felt out there a little bit. I felt like we had a good plan. I felt like we had guys there. We had some. We have a dang 2nd and 10. I hand the ball inside in the A gap, and it just keeps pushing for 8 yards. And now they're 3rd and 2. It's not a clean gash. They had a couple of those, and we'll look at that and we'll get that stuff corrected. But, you got to freaking knock back tackle. You got to strike and run your feet, wrap up, and knock people backwards. And we didn't do it tonight. So, that's on tape. So everybody now is going to say, well, this is what we need to do. So we're going to get challenged, and we're going to challenge them, and we're going to have to do a better job there.
What was the thought process on the 2-point conversion in third quarter?
Well, where we were at is to get it back to, I can't remember the exact score. It's 24-19. It's to get it to a field goal. At the time, it's to get it to a 3-point game. So at the time, I felt like it was going to come down to a 1-possession game the way the game was going. I thought points would maybe be a little more at a premium. We were playing tough on defense, just kind of giving up some late in the drive, conversions and things like that. So let's try to get it within a field goal. They had a call on that, play wasn't very good for us, so that one's on me.
The special teams, is it a matter of keeping it into the end zone more? Is that a priority, or is that not really the priority on the kickoff?
We need to cover kicks. We need to sprint our ass down the field. We need to condense lanes and cover kicks, and we didn't do it. The kickoff they returned is embarrassing. They brought it back to the field. We got 2 guys out there that got freaking kicked, and it's embarrassing. So, no, we're going to kick it. We're going to make people return it, and we're going to cover kicks. We have good athletes and good players, and guys that aren't going to run down there and go squeeze and run the way they're supposed to, their asses are going to get fired from the team. We'll put someone else on there. We're going to cover kicks. Ball position was fine. He was kicking into the wind. It's not going to go out the back. Ball position was fine. We got to cover kicks better than that.
On the pick six, was it just not the receiver, the tight end, and the quarterback not knowing on the same idea on the play, or what happened?
Yeah, it was an option route that Ben saw it one way, tight end saw it another way. Truthfully, it was kind of a gray area a little bit where the guy was. So we'll get in there, we'll get on the tape and we'll correct it. That's the one I would kill to take back right now. That's the one I would die to take back. So, but you don't get them. So, we'll figure out exactly what it is, and we'll do it better moving forward.
Coach, in a lot of instances, it seemed like, when you guys got them in third down, they just figured out ways to be able to convert it. Like, how much of that are you going to be, emphasizing to the guys that we have to get off the field when you get them in third down positions?
We always do. Yeah, I mean, they did a good job in converting some, and we probably screwed some of them up when we go back and see it. But, I mean, third downs are a huge point of emphasis for us every week, and the way that we do it. May not have looked like it tonight, but, you know, we've got to do a better job. You got to get off the field on third downs, and we got to convert more on our end. So it's always a point of emphasis, but, I mean, that's kind of the tail of it. You know, I think that's what kept their drives going, and truthfully, we felt like if we could make them try to drive the field, we would have a lot of success on defense because they haven't done that a whole lot this year. You know, they've kind of been big plays have led to driving scores. And tonight, you know, they teed it up a little bit and they ran the ball kind of at will a little bit on us. And that's something that, you know, we've worked really hard to get corrected. And obviously we're not where we want to be there, so we've got to get back to it.
When you look at it, they scored 2 touchdowns without your defense on the field, and then the extra point, that's 15 points, and you lost by 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hell, a kickoff return for a touchdown and a down pick six. I mean, defense can't do nothing about that. So, like I said, we did some uncharacteristic things. You know, we had turnovers, we had some penalties that, you know, just a couple that are really avoidable. And in games like that, you know, I mean, you know, they get a momentum play like a kickoff return for a touchdown. We go back and score. It's just sometimes it's just not enough. You're just a little bit too far behind. We're playing catch up really the whole from the pick six right there on. We were kind of playing catch up the whole time, and we couldn't get the key stop when we needed it, and we couldn't get the score when we had an opportunity to take the lead there a couple times. So it's you know, it's one of those deals. You games like these, we know going into it what it's going to be. Knew it was going to be close at halftime. We knew the third quarter was going to be important to try to have the lead at the end of the third quarter. And we knew in the fourth quarter you were going to have to hang on whatever side of it that you were on. So we knew that's exactly how it was going to go. You know, our guys were prepared to go play. They were excited to go play. We just didn't make enough plays, and we got to do a better job. Maybe we got to, as coaches, we're going to look at us first and say, what can we do to help them a little bit more? But first things is not give them touchdowns. And, you know, I mean, you look at it and say 41 points, yeah, it looks real bad, but like you said, I mean, 2 of them they got nothing to do with. So we got to help our defense out there too.
I know neither coach is going to use it as an excuse, but what was it like? I mean, it had to be over 120-some degrees on the field. I mean, what was it like playing 11 o'clock in September?
It's living in South Louisiana. You know, I mean, this is who we are. You know, we embrace it. And yeah, I mean, I wish we'd have played a team from New York or something like that today. We just played another team that, you know, they're born in the heat too. They work in the heat too. And, you know, for us, you know, this fall camp, we did practice in the morning, you know, quite a few times because we felt like we would get some of these games. You know, when you play at 11 a.m., it's usually because somebody wants to see you play. And our kids did a great job in the first 2 weeks to make our team and make this game a game that mattered to a lot of people. It certainly mattered to our guys. You know, and we want to play these games that are on TV. We have I mean, those things are just part of it. And for us, it has to be an advantage for us. It can't be a hindrance. And I don't think it was. I mean, I think our guys handled it fine.
The intentional grounding was obviously a pressure-induced thing. How did you feel like the offensive line did, or was it that they didn't handle the blitz at the right time?
Well, the first one was a naked. The backer peeled back over the top, which typically we have someone there to block for it, so I couldn't see from the other side of the field. Typically have a tight end there to protect it, so I don't know exactly what happened there, so I'm gonna have to look at it. But I thought the offensive line protected pretty good for the most part tonight. I mean, they have a good front. I mean, they've got good D linemen, they've got good pass rushers. So I thought our offensive line's made a lot of progress there. You know, there was a point in time there where in spring ball, in fall camp, I was really worried about our ability to pass pro. And, you know, Steve and Big Ross have worked really hard. Those guys, our players have bought into it. And, I mean, I thought they protected a lot better. You know, I mean, there's a couple of them where they're getting through there late and there's some pressure. I mean, hell, when you play a good team, it's going to happen. But, you know, we got to, as a coach, I've got to coach some of these throwaways a little bit better and continue to coach those things and just try to get the ball past the line of scrimmage. The second one, I thought there was a face mask on it too that really kind of threw them off. But we didn't get that called. And so, you know, maybe it wasn't. But, you know, I thought our offensive line did a pretty good job, I mean, especially in those situations. They knew we were going to throw it. They knew we had to throw it. And, you know, they were able to get pressure a couple times.